The title of this video should be, your new process is going to fail. How's that for positive reinforcement? But it's true. Every new process fails. It's going to fail. It's a new process. What most people have challenges with is not developing a new process. That's not too hard. Everybody gets in a room, you think about what the problems are, you think about how to solve it, how to make things better. That's terrific. Just maybe even put together a flow chart or maybe a piece of standard work describing how the process is going to work. Maybe you even train it. Maybe you even go the next step of following through, which is like a unicorn. You know, it could happen. We've never seen it. But your process is going to fail. Why? Because we're human, we're people, and you're talking about people you're trying to train and follow up and teach. The secret to good process is to know where it's going to fail. And with the end in mind, how am I going to deal with that? Just to design a process is only the first step. Knowing where it's going to fail. What I like to say, where are the snakes in the grass? When it's going to go bad, where and what exactly will we do? For example, we ask the sales team to put certain information on a particular quote file or a quote form, and they don't do it. Well, so what happens is we don't have that information on the quote. It gets to engineering. Engineering is lost. They don't have the information. So everybody gets together and they say, well, that's not good. We're not going to do that anymore. Sales, you have to have this information on the quote. And then we create a quote and we put that line on there and we say it's not going to go any further without that information. And then what happens? We send the quote and it doesn't have that information. If we don't define what will happen when it fails and we don't communicate that up front, then we have to make up those rules as we go. And we say, okay, now what do we do? So let's not have any more of those now what do we do conversations after a process is implemented. Have them before. Walk through it and think about where it's going to fail. What will we do then? What avenues do the engineers have to get solutions, or manufacturing or customer service or whoever else is a benefactor of somebody not following a process? What do we do then? What outlet do we have? What will be the escalation plan so that we can get the plant manager, the COO, the president, the owner involved? What are we going to do? So design the process. That's awesome. Work at it. Make sure everybody's involved. In a previous video, I talked about SIPOC, right? That's suppliers, inputs, process, outputs, and customers. It's really a notion of who's involved in the party. Well, we want to do the same thing with process development. Who's involved? Get all that input. Great. Now that you've done that, where's it going to fail? And know that in advance and have a plan for that. So when it goes wrong, and it will, what do we do then? So we want to communicate to whoever the party is that we're trying to control, this is what's going to happen when it fails. Or manufacturing, this is what's going to happen when we don't produce the right product, or this is how we're going to deal with that. We have similar things with, let's say, HR policies or attendance policies. You will show up for work, but we know that's going to fail. So when they don't show up for work, we have a point system. It's exactly like that. So whatever the process is, set that up, know where it's going to fail, and know it in advance and have a plan for it and communicate to everybody, this is what's going to happen. So when it fails, nobody's surprised about what the actions are, the reactions, and then the new changes that have to be made. Your processes are going to fail. Don't pretend they're not. Know it's going to fail and know what you're going to do about it. If you have any questions or anything we can help with, contact Pros at Business Consulting. Have a great day.